The box. You opened it. I came.
Hi guys, welcome to another video. I wanted to do a quick one, some update on my mental health. A bunch of weeks ago I had a phone call off someone at the clinic that's just around the corner that I used to go to, and they were like, oh no, we've tried to contact you, we need to do something. Well, I've had no message or anything, so oh, I sent you a message. So it looks like they've not got the right number for me now, so I don't know. So I arranged to see this woman. Her name was Charlie. She just wanted to like an update on how my mental health's been over the last X amount of time since they last saw me. So we did that, and they're like, well, what we would like to do is like a recovery plan, which basically is noting down all the factors that I feel and I go through when I'm in a red critical alert kind of traffic light kind of stage, when I'm like full blown mentally ill, amber warnings, and then obviously got green is when everything is kind of perfectly fine. And so I was like, well, can I think about it? So yeah, we'll come back next week and we'll talk about it. So I went back the following week. I was like, yeah, I think we should do it because it's helpful to have these kind of things written down. So if I do start getting bad, I can actually kind of like refer to these notes. So we did the red one. It took about an hour to go through all my red signals, like not taking my meds, the voices being practically all the time, not kind of responding to friends or family, loads of things up, but it's really hard to do. Not so much to get the things down, but to actually, I had to put myself into a place where I had to remember what it was like when I was bad, and to kind of relive those moments, which kind of really wound me out. At the end of the session, she was like, how are you? I'm like, knackered, because it is so emotionally draining to do something like that. And she's like, no, you've done really well. You did it in one go. You did really well. And then the following week, she's like, well, we'll come back the following week and we'll do the ambers. So we did that. That wasn't quite as bad. That was just kind of like taking the red points and kind of numbing them down a little bit. So it's like red, but not as bad kind of thing. Still quite draining because obviously you have to think of stuff where you're starting to go bad. So that took about 45 minutes to an hour. Green you don't really bother about because I'll say that's when it's just normal. So she said, she's going to send that off to their head office, which is in Stafford, and they'll kind of type it all up, print it off, and send it to me. And then I get a copy of it. They get a copy of it, and then I can kind of read through it, agree or disagree, or if I want anything amending to it, I can think of anything else, then we can add that to it. And then she's going to phone me up just to confirm whatever my opinion is of it. So the last few weeks have been pretty kind of emotional and draining for me because of this. Not really spoken. I've mentioned briefly to a few people what I've had to do, but nothing heavy. Excuse me. I've not got a drink. I normally have my drinks when I do these things. I've not got a drink. So yeah, it's having to relive all those kind of times when I've been bad was kind of really tough. What's that? So yeah, no, that's kind of put me in a bit of a weird place at the moment. And that's it really. That's all I wanted to say, just what I've been doing. It's left me a little bit kind of like, ooh, kind of thing, but nothing I can't handle. I'm supposed to be seeing the psychiatrist. I mean, it is now, what day is it now? It is now the 10th of April. I'm not seeing them now till, I think it's the 15th of May, the psychiatrist. And I said that I was like going a little bit bad when I started these little few sessions. I thought I will try and get you in a little bit earlier, but nothing's been done or said about it, so I don't know. It looks like I'm gonna have to wait till May, and I'm like, it's just as well. I can deal with this kind of crap on my own. After 20 years or more, well, 20, 25 years of being like this, you learn to cope. That was one of the things that she was like saying during these sessions, was like, it's do you find that you kind of put on a mask? I'm like, yeah, very much so. Just so people aren't aware of how bad things actually are. You do tend to put on a bit of a mask, so the public and normal, everyone else around you doesn't really catch on how bad you are and what's going on up here. That's something I do. Another thing that came out of these meetings, which is something that has been I've not really touched on it much in these vlogs, but as a phone, a few people have in the past commented on it, and that is the fact that I may be autistic. She was asking me some questions like, do I agree with my diagnosis of paranoid schizophrenia and all that kind of stuff. She checked when I started to suffer from paranoid schizophrenia, what it was before then, and so on. And she's like, do you really agree with it? I'm like, I don't know, because other people have said other things. And she's like, what kind of things? I was like, well, some people have mentioned I might be autistic. And she's like, I want to talk to you about that. So we did. She read out a list of general kind of autistic traits, and I was like, yes, not that one, yes, not that one definitely, and so on. And she's like, well, if you want to, we can start the ball rolling to be assessed for it. And I was like, well, give me a week or so to think about it. So we did, and I'm like, I don't really want to have to wait, because at the moment it's like 8 years waiting list just to be starting the process of finding out if you're autistic or not. And then on top of that, you've then got to have like all these really big in-depth conversations and going through your past history in childhood and all that kind of stuff. Apparently, I'm like, I don't really know if I want to talk to random people about that. Not only that, but can I remember half my childhood? No, because my childhood, my dad died when I was 8, so I don't really have much memory of my childhood. So, it was a bit kind of awkward. I'm like, so she's like, well, you don't have to if you don't want to. You can just be aware within yourself that you are probably autistic, and you can just live like that. You don't have to have the on paper kind of thing. You can just go within yourself and say, yes, that is what I am, kind of thing. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Basically, just if people ask what's wrong with me, just say, I might be autistic, as well as paranoid schizophrenia and mental health and depression and everything else, social anxiety and so many things. So yeah, that got mentioned. I think I shall leave it here. I don't know whether I want to do some more vlogging actually tonight, or whether to do some gaming or whatever. But it's like just gone midnight and I'm a little bit kind of awake. as you can see just here, my cat has a tree. He absolutely loves it at night when he's allowed in here, that is. He's not allowed in on his own. He plays with those little, that thing there, and there's some just up here as well. There's 3 up in this bit, and he likes playing with them. He'll attack them. There's a perch on top of this bit here, and he likes being up on there because he can see everything around him. He loves it. It is what we bought for Scotch today. He absolutely loves it. Me and Mum went hard. But anyway, going to leave it here. Like I say, I don't know what I'm going to do now for the rest of the night. I'm fairly awake, so I don't know. You might see me on one of my other channels, or I might see you again in another one of these. I don't know. Bye.
Now you must come with me.
We have such sights to show you.